Hello, Diana from Diana Drager Designs. We're going to do some happy summer looks and kind of 4th of July geared color-wise, but just celebrate summer, celebrate people and family and getting together and having parties and cookouts and all that kind of jazz, and just, you know, take it up a notch with some flowers on the tables. So I'm just going to show you my menagerie of containers, and then I'll disperse them so we can work on them. So I've got a collection of Rowe Pottery. I didn't realize I had so many pieces because I had them kind of tucked away. I still like them. I've had them for millions of years. But so I've got this big one. I've got this jug shape. I've got this one. It's a little bit darker. It has a really cool bird design on it. Then I have a number of bottles. So the bottles are really fun. You can do a tablescape with bottles. It could be wine bottles. It could be any kind of liquor bottles, soda bottles, you know, whatever that are interesting. These happen to be colored. So I've got red and blue, a couple of different styles of red bottles, and they're just really easy to do just a one flower and a little bit of jazz with it, and create a tablescape, and you can look so professional, so it's so fun. So I'm going to set those aside and move everything so that we can get going. Heavy. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do the bottles first because they're just going to take one flower. So I just want to show you this idea. I'm going to show them a couple different ways, and then I'm going to take those apart and use the flowers in something else. So fun with flowers. Okay, so one idea is to take, this is a bunch of hydrangeas from TraderJoe's, and they come in bunches of 3. So I'm just going to cut the stem at an angle, try to expose as much of the white inner, like fleshy core part as possible, because that'll help them last longer. Talked about hydrangeas a number of times. Hydrangeas are kind of a love-hate thing with many florists because they're so beautiful and we love using them, but they, oh goodness, they like to sometimes wilt right in front of your eyes and you can't figure it out. So there's one trick that I think sometimes they get thrown away before their time. If you take the flower out of the vase that they're in and put it upside down so that the whole flower head is in a bowl or the sink, you know, something that it's totally immersed in water, just room temperature water, and leave it for an hour or so. And it's amazing how, and it doesn't work every time, but it's amazing how it can come back and look perfect and last for days and days. So I don't know, you know, nobody knows totally why, but okay. So now I have just placed one hydrangea in each one of these bottles, and it just looks good. It's super simple. It can't be any more simple than that. And it could have a little foliage or something at the base. Like, I'll just show that just to give you an idea. I have some podocarpus, this foliage that was cut off of a plant, and it's got a lot of pieces on it, so it really goes a long ways. This is a thing where you could totally use garden foliage. You could take hosta leaves, you could take asparagus that the greens are growing, or, you know, just kind of peruse around the yard and take things that just have a little texture, and it's really a fun way to do some of the summer designs. It gives you a lot of flexibility. So there's with a little bit of foliage. Okay, and they'll just look great along a tablescape. Okay, so we're gonna put those aside. I'm gonna grab the hydrangeas back out, and I have another red vase, and just love it. Love the shape of it. I'm just gonna try this with the 3 hydrangeas down in. Again, just like no Nothing contrived about it, nothing fancy. And it looks really good. So, just simple. Totally simple and fun. It could also have a little bit of foliage, but it doesn't. I'll put a little bit in just to show. Let's just see if we like it. Yeah, that adds just a little bit. And that's another look for the hydrangeas. Okay, so we're gonna pop those out and move that aside. Then I'm gonna use this bowl. It's kind of a mixing bowl. It's got a fairly wide opening. So it looks a little daunting, like, ooh, how do we make flowers stay in there? So one method would be to use the floral foam, but I'm not gonna do that because most people don't have that hanging around unless you're a florist. Then, so I'm gonna do some foliage. Oh goodness, falling all over. Okay, some of the podocarpus foliage. It's off of a big plant that needed trimming. And I'm gonna put it, kind of just lay it into the vase, into the container at an angle. Maybe I wonder if I stuff this up, if that's, you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, there we go, like that. And I've got some foliage. It's funny, they're both the same variety, but they look totally different. It's called a Xanadu. It's in the philodendron family. I'm gonna, again, from a plant. And I'm gonna cut those at an angle and again, place them like crisscrossing each other into the container. Just trying to create a grid so that the flowers will go down in and kind of stay put. And I'm going to use the hydrangeas in here as well, and they'll create kind of an instant grid. That's another great thing about hydrangeas. They're easy to use, and you can actually use them as a base and then poke other flowers through them. So I'm going to go in with the hydrangeas now. And since I just cut them 2 seconds ago, I think they're good. Oops, this one needs to be a little shorter. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, again, this could be it. If you had some hosta leaves, again, any type of foliage that you could place in this bowl and then just the hydrangeas, it actually looks good just like that. I do have a little bit of blue mountain thistle, so I'm going to add that in, and then we'll let this one be, that'll be done, so that we can keep it simple. So the blue mountain thistle is really just kind of a texture thing. It's another blue flower. For the 4th of July, it looks a little bit fireworks-like, so kind of adds to the theme kind of look. It's always fun to work with a party theme. Even if there's no holiday or occasion, just make up your own theme. It can be, a barbecue theme or a tropical theme, or margaritas, make it based on a signature cocktail or something. Just, we can all think of reasons to have parties, no reason at all, and then you can make up a theme. It could be a color and have everybody wear that color or something. I mean, no end to creative possibilities. Just celebrate life. Okay, so the blue mountain thistle comes in, it grows like this, where there's several stems on the main stem, or several breaks. So you can cut it up into smaller pieces. So you can see the, the little additions there. Now, so this could be done just like that and would look really good. If you wanted to combine the red and, like the red and blue, red, white, and blue, we could use some roses in here. So I'm going to put a few in just to show, and then we're going to do a red rose thing separate. So, but I'll show this so that you kind of get the idea. And this is fun. You can buy several bunches of flowers and then use them in different ways and, create your party look. Something could be on, where the food is, and something could be on maybe where people are going to sit to eat, and or maybe where the cocktails are. Just And it just kind of adds to the festive feel of the party and gathering, whatever. And just makes everybody kind of feel special, I think. Okay, so then with the roses added, and a couple more. I'll need them cut this length for the other piece anyway, or that sort of length, so this will work. Okay. So there it is with the roses added. And that looks good too. Either way really works. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to use this. The next one will be in this size piece. It's about 8 inches tall or so, 7 or 8. And I'm going to keep it fairly low and mounded so it can be used on a table. I'm going to do some of the assorted foliages. I have a little bit of seeded eucalyptus, or not seed, how do I say that? Seeded eucalyptus, it's not. It's silver dollar eucalyptus. Have a little bit of that. Just want to, again, create kind of a base for the flowers to go into. I'm dropping stuff on the floor here. Good to make the mess and then just sweep it all up after. Fun thing about flowers, they're messy, but they're not like damaging messy. You just can pick everything up, sweep it all up, and it's all good. Nothing's ruined. Okay. This one leaf doesn't want to cooperate, so it's not going to stay. Okay. If any of you are planning a party and you have a theme, or you need an idea for a theme, or you need ideas on what to put with it, or message me, call me, whatever way you can get in touch with me. I love to help with that kind of stuff. So just reach out. I'm here to give my 2 cents worth anytime. Okay, let's see a little bit more. A little bit more of this crazy stuff. And you can smell, you can't see it too well, the greenery. Let me build this up a little bit too. Let's see. Okay. Puts it more right in your vantage point. So I'm going to do this arrangement all in red. Keep it fairly low. So that's what you could do if you have a party theme, whichever color, theme you're going with. In this case, it's red, white, and blue. So you could do all one color in just one container, and then do all another color in another container. And that works really nice too. All right, it's fun to do like pink and orange, or purple and oranges are really great. It's a really great color combination. Okay, I think I'm going to add, I have some alstroemeria too in red, and so I'm going to put some of this in between as well. Same color, so we'll keep this arrangement all red. And see how that turns out. I'm really conscientious about putting the flowers in at an angle so they don't look like soldiers. You want them to look like they're kind of round and grace over the edges of the container as well. It's a huge thing with me. I can't stand it when they look like they're all standing up straight. It makes me crazy. My goal, one of my major goals in life, is to help people feel comfortable using flowers. Use them in their everyday things, special events, or just when you want to make a nice dinner, or have a special party with your own family, or just a little, get together, or a neat, a new recipe, or just any little celebration. It can be the littlest, almost nothing kind of thing, and flowers will make it a little more special. So I want you to feel comfortable bringing them home and putting them in the vase and liking how they turn out. and having it not be a big deal or frustrating and all that. Turn this a little bit. Okay. Using all of one color is actually, it, makes the design process a little bit easier because you're not worried about spreading out the color or, you know, dispersing the color and making it balanced. So that, you know, if you use all one color, kind of takes that element out of it. Again, placing the flowers so they crisscross, but at an angle. Okay, so this is getting pretty full. Spots there. I'm gonna take it off of this for a second. Sorry about that. Okay. Pop a couple more of these in and it'll be done. The key when you bring flowers home that come in a bunch, whether they're a mixed bunch of flowers or all of one type of flower, take it apart and, you know, cut each stem individually. So many people just take the bunch, chop off the bottom and stick them in a vase, and that's why they're not so pleased with the end result, because it looks stiff and, you know, not as pretty as it could. So the key is to take it apart and separate and, you know, cut them at different lengths so that there's ins and outs and, you know, all of that kind of thing. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So there we go. Kind of a little crock kind of a thing. This could be a canning jar, or, you know, there's so many, there's no end to the types of containers that you can use. Just peruse your house, shop around your cupboards, and you'll find great things to use. Okay, so that's our red arrangement. Now we're going to take the tall vase and we're going to do all white. So we're going to do, I bought some gorgeous campanella, and it's just so pretty. It looks like huge lily of the valley in a way if you look at the shape of the individual flowers. I just love, love, love it. And I'm going to pair it with white lilies, my favorite. And I always get on a little soapbox about the white lilies. Well, lilies in general. Oriental lilies are my favorite flower. And I hear from people, oh, I hate the smell of those, right? I hate the way lilies smell. And I love scents, so I don't understand when people hate the scent. But lilies, Oriental lilies can have, there's a couple of varieties that have a little bit of a funky scent. I like them all, but every lily has a scent of its own. So don't prejudge. It's like every cologne or perfume is different. There's some that I love, some that I don't like at all. So candles, anything that's scented, there's all different scents. So lilies are the same. Every color is a different scent. So I'm placing some of the Xanadu foliage in here as well. And I had a really great leaf of split leaf philodendron leaf that is gonna take up some nice space. That's the whole idea of using all this extra foliage, is to take up space, spread out the dollars that you're spending on doing an event, and because then you can spread out your product into more pieces. Because I think it's fun to put flowers when if you're having people over, put flowers in the powder room, you know, the bathrooms. If you're having people stay overnight, put on the nightstand, just a little tiny thing. It can just be in a little bottle or a little glass, or a highball glass or something like that. Put another one of these big leaves in. Okay, then the campanella we're going to put in. This is just going to be all white, so it's going to be, again, just simple, a little bit taller than the other pieces, because then you can group them if you have a big farm table or a long picnic table. You can place them all down the center of that table, kind of in a row with a table runner. If they're not being used that way, then this piece could be on the kitchen island, maybe with the food, and the other pieces could be on the tables where people are going to eat, and you know, it's just fun to put flowers in different spots. Okay, again, placing these at an angle so that it creates this flowing, you know, graceful kind of look. That one's got a little bit of a bend to it, so I'll let it do its thing. Now the lilies that I chose are fairly tight, the white orientals, but they will all open. That's the other beautiful thing about them, is they're an amazing value because the scent is gorgeous. And all the buds, this little one may not, but generally all the buds will open. So they give you a great amount of value. So even when they're greenish and not open, they would be very different in this look if they were open, but I'm gonna put them in anyway because they add a textural element with the buds. This one has a bloom that's almost open and it already has a scent. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. You'll have to figure out who to give these flowers to. I can't keep all these myself. Have to think about that. Let's see, who needs the flowers? Now I said I was gonna do all white, which it pretty much is all white. So let's take a look. Let you see. From all sides, there's that cool container, the campanella, and then the lilies. So as this would develop, I mean, if it was for a party, we would want these lilies to be a little more open. But as these develop, this arrangement will totally change in its look. But just for fun, I'm gonna just show how a couple of pieces of the Blue Mountain Thistle look, because we've got the blue in the container, so it fits in really nicely, and it won't distract from the all white look because it's pretty neutral of a blue. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, it adds a little bit, I think. Adds a little bit of something to it. You can see that texture there. So I think these arrangements grouped together will be really fun. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. Ask any questions. Let me help you however I can, and keep looking for more YouTube videos because I'm gonna do more. Thanks for watching. Have fun.